Well, it's another 50-degree and raining day. Wind isn't blowing hard right now, but it has been. Feels like November. My colonies are all ready to swarm. I can't get in the boxes. It's just too nasty. I may have to sneak out and try to throw honey supers on them, just give them some space. But while I'm moping around about that, there's other stuff needs done. So I've got all these used queen excluders that I got in a couple different rounds of buying used equipment. Some of them had quite a bit of wax and propolis on them, so they went in my wax melter, heated them up, got most of the wax off, but the propolis is still on there. So we're going to get those cleaned up. I need to inspect them, you know, and really be able to take a look at them, because I haven't had them. I know some of them have cracks that are too big. So we're going to get set up with the torch and torch these off. I've heard a guy stacking them up on some cinder blocks, just getting the fire underneath of them. The problem I had with that was I tried it with a few and they were just getting too hot, and this much propolis was burning. If you did it real regular, it would probably be fine, but you start getting them hot and warping the little wires, now you get holes everywhere. But does a pretty good job of burning it off. Remember, it's all pitch from trees, so it wants to burn. And this is Sage, that's Tilly's mom, and she likes to bite at smoke. So whenever I have the torch going and there's smoke, or I have my smoker going, she's crazy about it. She also likes to bite the pressure washer water. Huh, Sage, you're a little crazy that way. And she'd come right down the end of the torch if I'd let her, trying to bite the flame. So anyway, that's got that burned off pretty well, and we'll go on to the rest of the cleaning process I'm using. So now that this is burnt and come apart, we're going to use the wire brush here. Hopefully it's not going to get too loud for you. We're going to run over it and clean it up. but doesn't take much to get it cleaned up once you've burnt that off. Then I have a drill bit that won't quite go through where these things are like they're supposed to be and welded onto the bars. But then you get it to a hole, it's going through. So now I've got to decide what I want to do with this. Is this fixable? Can I bend some of those bars back? And some of them I can. Some of them are bent so bad you really can't. The other I could do right here on this edge would be a strips of duct tape across that to plug those bigger holes if I don't have any anywhere else. And some of these out in the middle, it'll just slip through. I'm gonna have to let some of that go, or I won't have any queen excluders. But some of them that are just a little wide, and you can bend that back, because these queens will put in a lot of energy trying to find a hole through there. And it doesn't do you any good to have a queen excluder on when they can get through. So since most of these all of these are used, and I don't know what they are, and I do know a few of them that I put on last year had queens getting through. This gives me a chance to really inspect them and see. Got some others here somewhere. Well, here's one that's really bad on this edge. I mean, those wires are just pulled completely loose, and lots of room to get through. There's other problems with it down here at this end. This queen excluder probably just isn't even worth trying to salvage and use. And again, it doesn't do you any good as a queen excluder if they can get through it. So that's the project for the rainy day today. So we've gotten a number of these cleaned. As you go over it with the wire brush, one run at a time, you'll see the flaws pop right out at you that you didn't see before. Gives you a chance to test them. And here, the edge had a lot of bad spots, so I just went ahead and put tape over the top of it. But the other thing I wanted to point out was, don't forget that space is three-dimensional. So if we can get down here and see this, we've got one bent up. It doesn't look that bad looking down on it, but because it's bent up, it leaves a lot more opening. So I've straightened out a lot of other ones that were just gaps had gotten bent, but this one needs to be pushed down and then over a little bit, and this one over a little bit. Make these things workable. Then I found some of them, like this one, that's just all messed up. It's messed up all over it. It's warped on both edges. It's just not even worth trying to do anything with. So doesn't do any good to have a queen excluder if she can get through it, because she will. I got a whole bunch more to get through here. But the other thing I've got going today is making some syrup up. So they're hungry. The ones I've got on the mustard are doing great, but the ones I've got here at the house are lacking in nectar. They're bringing pollen in, but they need food. So I've got some made up. I make mine 2-to-1 or better, because it'll keep longer, and then I water it down before I feed it. So I'll mix half a gallon, a little better than half a gallon of water to the rest filled up with the syrup, and get that on them today or tomorrow. We've got little sun shining right now and the wind blowing, help dry it out. We need it, sunshine pretty bad. Anyway, we're gonna get back after it here.